Hey folks, Kilt-Man here. Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? We're all doing very, very well. Now, we're on a strict timeline here. The kettle is on the stove. It's about to boil away. And Mrs. Kilt-Man has just come back from a party, a Western themed party. I wanted to go to that. I've got US cavalry gear. I've got Western gear, I've got tons of buckskin jackets, I've got Navy and Army Colt revolvers, I've got old US cavalry belts and tunics, and plaid shirts, tartan shirts. So Mr. Gilman, I got this party, it was only girls, just girls. That sounds awesome, doesn't it? Like a girls' Western party, cowgirls, you know. And anyway, couldn't go. So she went off and she's just come back now. So the kettle is on, and I've just come back as well from the boozer. And I had a great session in the pub, talking movies. A bunch of my old mates arrived out of the blue. They don't drink normally in that pub, but they turned up. And we talked superhero movies, something which I was massively invested in, but no longer am. DC or Marvel, I don't care. Doomsday, Lanterns, TV show, I don't give two shits. There's just too much of it. I'm like, oh, I can't be bothered. So gave up on that a long time ago. But we had a good discussion about the boys and what else we talk about, and Thor. And and the Hulk, and different versions of the Hulk, because I'm a big fan of Ang Lee's Eric Bana, the Hulk. Yes, it's a turd of a film, it really is, but I love the way it uses comic book stuff. You know, panels around the screen, and people go flying and freeze frame in a really bizarre comic book fashion. And I love, you know, the sort of the meditative style of the Hulk. The Hulk is learning who he is, and like real life world, rocks, people attacking me, I'll destroy them, Hulk smash. But I can also I can jump and enjoy the wind in my face and blow my horribly CGI hair as I'm basically flying around, you know, California, and which is what he does. And the effects are garbage. They were garbage back in the day when it first came out. We all went, ooh, that's just rubbery, cartoony, weird shit. Like, and yet I still enjoy the film far more so than Edward Norton. Who was it? Oh, that guy in the next version, who I thought was so boring and naff. But he does meet the Abomination though, and that was kind of cool, I suppose. And let's see the other guy, Tim Roth. You know, and there were some good moments in that, but I kind of prefer Ang Lee's version. I know I'm way out there. I'm way out in a different sphere than most of the rest of you, because that film was out in its different sort of existential, Ang Lee, angsty sort of sphere and realm. But I think it worked in its own bizarre comic book fashion. So anyway, we talked a lot about DC, about Marvel, and Batman was there. And it was great, and then they had to leave, and they were moving off somewhere else. I thought, oh, I'm not going anywhere, I'm staying here. It's my home from home, I'm in the Cask. Mrs. Kilt-Man was out at a party. She's just got back now. That's why the kettle's on. She's just got back, wants a cup of tea. And so the kettle is on. And it's a Western themed party. Western themed. Hoorah! I've got US cavalry gear. I've got genuine belts from the Little Bighorn. I have US Cavalry tunics, jackets, boots, fucking all sorts. Army Colt and Navy revolvers. I've got all this sort of stuff, like, and I've got whips and well, don't make up your own stories here. And she was, well, have you got a plaid? All she wanted from me was a plaid shirt. I've got tons of plaid shirts, plaid as in tartan pattern. And I was like, I've got tons of those. So I gave her a selection, and she went, oh, I'll have that one. And then she put loads of fringe, because they weren't like Western enough for it. She put fringe sort of stuff on the pockets and across the back shoulder pieces, and it turned out looking very, very country and Western. So good job was done there. And I thought, hang on, I do believe that I died at a previous lifetime. I died in the Battle of the Little Bighorn. I've discussed this so many times. I thought, like, well, no one's inviting me. I've got full US Cavalry stuff. No, it's a girls only party, you can't come. Right, well, I'll go out and do my own thing. So I did, and we talked movies. I had a great old time. Lots of whiskey was supped, and sort of another film which I threw in because it's something I'm interested in now is Onslaught, Adam Wingard's new movie, Onslaught, for A24, which means in the UK we may not get it for months and months way after it gets its US release, which is September something or other. And it's in the same universe as The Guest, Dan Stevens as a super soldier who's also a Michael Myers. He's a good guy, but then turns out to be a very, very bad guy. And he is some, a super soldier experiment. And Onslaught is in that ballpark. You have several super soldiers from this American Special Forces program to create super soldiers, but they've gone renegade, and they're in a small New Mexico town, and you've got different names, and they are different weapons and different ways of killing people, different styles, and an American Special Forces sniper with her daughter that has to defend herself and her family, her little family, from these guys using all their old skills. Can you hear the kettle boiling? Is that an ABBA song? Can you hear the kettle boiling, Mohammed? No. I'm going to put that in the pot right now, just 1 second. Oh, it's not quite boiling just yet. I get told off for this. I hear the roaring of the gas jets and the inflamed kettle and water bubbling away, and I put it into the teapot, and they're going like, no, it's not boiling yet. It has to change. It goes loud, then it goes quiet for a second. I'm 57 years old. I've boiled kettles all my life. I've done it out in the field. I've had little hexi block burners, and I try and boil water, sometimes with ice in it as well. To try to, and I know how long that can take. When I hear boiling water, I fucking know it's boiling. That's fucking boiling. and Yahtzee. Yeah, we have a teapot. We put it in the teapot. I grew up like that. Mrs. Kilt-Man grew up like that. Many of our friends grew up like that. The teapot, and a lot of you guys, like, if you even people around the world don't drink tea, you have coffee, don't you? You Philistines, you weirdos. And you put like a tea bag in the cup, and you just pour the boiling water. That's garbage. That is not. There's no flavour, no taste to that at all. It's just crap. Let it percolate in a teapot. Let the water suffuse those bags, and let the flavour flood out, and embrace that circular rotundness of the teapot, and then you get a proper cup of tea. Anyway, so we were talking movies, and we talked superheroes, we talked DC, Marvel, and and all this crap. There was talk of Batfleck. A couple of the guys were like, he's still the best Batman. Not the best film, but Batfleck really embodied Batman. I get what they're saying, because in that warehouse fight sequence, that is outstanding. That is truly one of the best Batman cinematic vignettes you could ever get. An encapsulation of an interpretation of Batman from the comics put on screen with his real demonstrative bat moves and fucking kill back-breaking, bone-crunching strategies and tactics. Outstanding. Film was utter shit. Batman vs Superman, fucking garbage. Zack Snyder again. He was doing Escape from New York. We've talked about that. I won't go into all that. But we did discuss, the merits and demerits of these various movies in the Marvel and DC pantheon. But I was trying to shoehorn in, The Guest from Adam Wingard, and which I want to review properly on the channel, which I haven't done, and Onslaught, which I mentioned before, and You're Next. These are great movies. Now, Adam Wingard has done, I think 2 Godzilla movies. I am not a kaiju guy. I'm just not kaiju, whatever. I'm not bothered. I love the original Godzilla movie. I love that. Gojira. I love that movie. But Godzilla afterwards, I don't care. But I massively adore King Kong. And King Kong should not meet Godzilla. Oh dear, Kilt-Man, what have you just said? I will never watch your channel again, because I am pure, Kaiju. I am just Godzilla and King Kong together forever, fighty, and more people in costumes and now modern day CG. Bollocks. No. King Kong is his own story, his own legacy, his own. King Kong is the biggest and the best. Godzilla is an offshoot of King Kong. Every other big monster movie is from King Kong. It's as simple as that. King Kong shouldn't meet Kong. The whole king thing is, that was created for him because exploitationists from America, from Hollywood, wanted to make a big showboat out of this giant ape. But anyway, but King Kong and Godzilla shouldn't meet. I know it's inevitable, but I hate it. It happened in the 50s, and the 60s and the 70s, and in fact every fucking decade ever since. And of course now they're doing it with all the big effects and all that. But Adam Wingard got in that as well, and I love his other movies, but I don't like the monster movies that he's done. Just not interested. But his action thrillers they're brutal, they're frightening, they're uber cool, they're massively movie savvy, they're very referential, and you know, normally I'm not a massive fan of films which, you know, reference other movies and do it so that we're doing it, but we're making sure that you, the audience, know we're doing it. So, you know, oh my god, they're ripping off this. No, we're doing it because we want to. We're showing you that we're showing allegiance and paying homage to these past classics. Well, he's done that so many times now with The Guest and You're Next, especially. And Onslaught is going to be more of the same. But I love his bravura style, and there is a style to his movies. You're Next, you know, the home invaders, the killers, the assassins with the animal masks. The use of Dwight Twilley's Looking for the Magic piece of fantastically uber cool music, playing relentlessly, driving you mad, but it's awesome at the same time. Really clever piece of stuff there. I really admire that because I love that song anyway. But it's so cool and great violence and really wonderful sort of. Your Next is an Agatha Christie, 10 Little Indians, and you know, it wasn't called that originally, as you guys probably well know. It was called 10 Little, a word I can't say, but it begins with N and has a couple of G's in it. But that's what Agatha Christie wrote, and that's what Adam Wingard does. And there's some eye-rollingly naff moments when you first see the movie and you go, oh, really? And you've got to be some kind of fool if you can't see all the twists and turns coming a mile away. But then I defy you. You watch it a second time, you go, oh, I get it. He knows you're going to suss this out. And it's so much more fun once you know what's going to happen. And it works so much better. It's a great film. I will be reviewing this, You're Next, and I will be reviewing The Guest. By the way, I'm playing, some of you might recognise it, if you're fans of Adam Wingard and The Guest, I'm playing The Guest 2 soundtrack. There is no Guest 2 film. I love what Wingard did. The Guest was a huge cult favourite, a critical delight, and you know, it's definitely got a lot of followers. I did say, didn't I, a cult movie with the great Dan Stevens, who is outstanding in this movie as the super soldier. Is he or isn't he the friend of someone who died in the war? And like, hang on, you look after our family, but you're actually a bit of a weirdo. And oh my god, you're a full fucking blown psycho. And you're also indestructible and can kill anybody. You're Michael Myers. And that's how the film goes through. But he's charismatic, and you love him. You want him as your mate. You want him as your buddy, because this guy can take care of you, no issues whatsoever. But Adam Wingard never made a sequel to the movie so far. But album-wise, he did The Guest 2, and you're hearing it now, and it's a soundtrack. And Adam Wingard is also a musician and composer, so there's a couple of tracks there. But with his mate Steve Moore, who composed the score for The Guest, they came up with this. Again, very synth heavy, very 80s embellished, and it's wonderful stuff. In fact, what I'll do, I'm gonna play. Now this, you have all track titles. The Guest Returns, Love Extended, Old Habits, Hardwired, Just Run, Grim Showdown, Carver's War Machine, The Core of the Night, You've Got the Armory, I've Got the Time. And David, that's the oh god, what's his name? Dan Stevens' character. David versus the Splinters of the Cross. Now, it's all those track titles kind of give you the idea of a flow of a story and different characters. Well, the film does not exist. It's not been made. It's not there. So it's a concept album, which I love this sort of thing. It's a concept. It's an idea, and it's a film. It's a soundtrack to a film that does not exist. John Carpenter does this all the time. His Lost Themes, volumes 1 to 4. I've gone through those many times and reviewed them all. And John Carpenter is still churning these things out with Cathedral. And Cathedral is his soundtrack to a comic book that he and his wife Sandy King co-wrote together. And that comic book is due out in a few weeks' time, I think. But the album is already out, and I've already covered it on the channel previously. Not fully. I think I did a preview. I think I played 3 tracks from it as a preview, but I'll do a full review of the score because it is really outstanding. But again, this, The Guest 2, is a concept album around a sequel that does not exist. But here you go. This is the famous beat from Steve Moore. I'll just turn it a bit. Beautifully synth, you know, and like that beat, that, you know, fuzzy sound of the synth, and that endlessly pulsating rhythm. Yeah, that's awesome. And you want to see the movie, but there isn't the movie for this. This is a soundtrack created as a concept sequel. I love what Wingard's doing there. Come on. David is a fucking psycho. Dan Stevens is in the new one, Onslaught, and if you've seen the trailer, he's playing some psycho German scientist who's created the super soldiers. He's baldy with a little wisp of hair around here and a prosthetic sort of face on him. That's Dan Stevens. So he's not playing one of the super soldier bad guys, but he's playing the guy that created him in the first place. And clearly David was part of this program. So I love what Wingard's doing here. He's creating a whole new mythology. And I know Universal Soldier, we're not that stupid. We know exactly what this is sort of also riffing on. Dolph Lundgren and Jean-Claude Van Damme. Universal Soldier. Another cult favorite. It spawned 2, maybe three sequels. I'm not too sure now. Did it get a TV show as well? I really don't know. It's not that good, folks. Universal Soldier has the the Hoover Dam, hostage rescue mission, which is outstanding. It has a couple of set pieces, but it's when you're watching it, you go like, really, is that it? You got Dolph Lundgren, who's super crazy. These are soldiers who've been from Vietnam or other conflicts, who've been put on ice, and then they're made just to be on a mission, but they get super hot, so they go out and do the mission, and they are ruthless, blood-curdlingly violent, and will stop at nothing, almost indestructible. But they've got to then cool down again afterwards, be put on ice again. But his past memory of Dolph Lundgren's character, he collected ears from it in Vietnam, killing the VC and the NVA. He'd hacked the ears off and he put them on a necklace. And so they've got memories of who they once were beforehand. I mean, it's a great concept. It was built as being like a horror action movie, and it didn't work on the horror aspect at all. And the action stuff really, I don't think it. I mean, let's be honest with yourselves. I know people who revere this movie, but I can remember nothing apart from the Hoover Dam rescue at the start of the fucking movie, and then there's something with a bus or a train at the end. I've got the film, and like it means so little to me. But what Wingard with The Guest took that idea of super soldiers, and also, let's be honest, Kurt Russell did this as well for a Soldier, an absolutely diabolical movie. Oh God, I got asked to review this by a guy that pestered the arse off me. Can you review Soldier, please? I've written a book on it. Okay, yeah, well, yeah, okay, I will do it. Kurt Russell's my favourite actor of all time, so yeah, I can do it. I'm not a fan of the film, but I'll review it. I'll give it its coverage. But can you put it on AV forums? I said, well, no, I can't. I don't work for AV forums anymore. I stopped working with them, 10, 15 years ago. This, what I was saying to him, and he kept on badgering me. Oh, please, can you just review Soldier? I'm gonna send you the book I wrote on this. Oh, okay, fine, but I'll review it on my channel, this channel here, what you're looking at right now. I'll review it here. He went, no, it's got to be on AV forums. I said to him again, I don't work for them anymore. I can't put it on there, so I can't write it up. I'll do it on, and he wouldn't fucking leave me alone. So in the end, on Facebook, because I was back on social media back in those days. I don't do that shit now. And I put a great big thing on Facebook. I've just watched Soldier again, and what a pile of shit this film is. And I went on about how much I hated it, and like each paragraph was filled with lots of really juicy details. And I thought, I tagged him into the whole thing, like, so I knew he'd seen it, and heard nothing from him again. Like, I never got the book he wrote. He did write, and he genuinely did write a book on it, a pure fan book sort of thing. Like, and like, look, if you like Soldier, that's great. Jason Scott Lee looks incredible. Kurt Russell looks fucking awesome. Kurt Russell rocks long hair, but he also rocks crew cuts, buzz cuts, and he's built and stacked and racked and fucking roided up the arse and back. Like, he is really fucking chiseled. What, 14 words of dialogue? Not 14 lines, 14 fucking words, I think he says. And, did it come off the back of Stargate? It came off the back of Stargate, didn't it? Where he looked great in the sort of the Special Forces black t-shirt, black beret, and they're in the desert, looking fucking chiseled and muscle bound and all that. Looked great, and I think Soldier came off the back of that. but it's a garbage film. It really is a shit fest of a film. Its ideas go nowhere. Its visuals are not that amazing at all, and it's just so unmemorable. So I did not do that review for him, and I never will either. But again, you know, Onslaught and The Guest are in that same ballpark. They're dealing with super soldiers who, and again, Jason Bourne's in that sort of ballpark as well. And there's so many other movies, super soldier assassins. TV shows have done this. The new Avengers did it fabulously with I think they call, what's it called, The New Gladiators or something like that, the episode. And these fucking KGB run super soldiers were laying waste to Canadian coppers, and they're fucking breaking backs and all sorts, and leaving coppers strewn all over their police cruisers. When I was a kid watching it, I was like, oh my god. And that's the same sort of style as what you're going to get with this. But these guys have got weapons, and they've got like their own sort of mystical qualities. You've got one called the Butcher, and he has machetes and all sorts. And in the full trailer, you will see him. He's slicing and dicing. I'm really up for any Adam Wingard movie that's not got fucking Godzilla or King Kong in it. If you're doing like urban super soldier shit, like I'm there with a bullet. But beyond that, mate, no. So anyway, that's my Saturday night so far. Mrs. Kilty's back. The tea's in the pot. It's now ready to be poured. So, right, folks, that'll do you for now. There is reviews coming. Oh God, I always say this, don't I? But there's always reviews coming. But I've just done so much. The heat wave has been such a distraction. It just, because I'm out all the time, and you drinkies, and then you come back and like, oh, I've got to do a video. Oh, but I want to spend an hour and a half going in really in depth, scene by scene. Have I got the energy to do it? No, I haven't. But can I sit here for like half an hour and just go blah 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 blah? Yes, I can do that. I can do that. That's not going to make sense. It's just spitballing. And you guys, this sort of thing, you can just put it on, end of the day, tune into it and just zone out. Fine. Or like it just, come home from work. Oh, what a shit day. Oh, there's a new Kilt-Man video. Boom, I'll put that on. Because this guy's going to talk a load of twaddle, but it's on my wavelength. And there you go. That's what the Kilty clan have got. We're all on this same sort of wavelength. And that speaks volumes, doesn't it? Anyway, actually that lens flare is really pissing me off now. It's coming down. It's almost like it's a very Scottish. It's a very Scottish lens flare. It's coming straight down and slightly from the left. Folks, I have been and always shall be Kilt-Man, so please, in the meantime, it's ever just, Adam Wingard movies. Let's talk a lot more about those in between time. Please keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. I'm going to see you all. But listen to this. The Guest Part 2. Doesn't exist, it's not a film, it's just a soundtrack album, and yet it has all the traits and the sound of the first movie and its soundtrack, which is fucking awesome. Awesome. In fact, Blowjob shots for the girls. Cosmopolitans for the guys. And they come over like, thanks for the drinks. Don't like it. You can have it. In his face. And Dan Stevens is like, and his face changes. And he has the oh god, what's his drink? His drink of choice. It's all chili peppers and all that, like, oh, a fireball. You know, he has to make a fireball. Yeah. And he a swig of it, like fucking throws it in the guy's face. He's like, and like takes them all down. It's all beautifully choreographed, and he breaks what the football the football protege player. He fucking breaks his leg and all that. Like, it's just tremendous stuff. Like, he's looking after, you know, the lad. It's a great song, this as well. Haunted when the minutes drag by, is that it? You know when Kilty's outstayed his welcome, because there's people out there going like, where's me cup of tea? Very 80s. How fucking cool is this? Oh wow. I was saying we're gonna watch You're Next. Fuck that, it's the guest. The guest's gotta be. The guest will be fully kilted very fucking soon. Right, I'm out of here. Watch out for shady super soldiers who could arrive out of the blue, and they may do their best and rebuild your house, look after your kids, but they're really the devil in disguise. Don't welcome them in. And that's the other thing about, I'm doing this again. You welcome them in like the Trojan horse, or like Dracula gets into your home or environment, but they're the devil. I'm out of here. Take it easy.